Mac is back. Mac is back. Chevy was leaking all kinds of alpha before the podcast. Let it be known he will not be talking about it on the podcast because it is proprietary.
It's the proprietary
Chevy.
A lot of proprietary information there.
Chevy, what's going on over there, man? How you doing?
We're feeling good. Cohort 3 apps are live. We got submissions flowing. We got some good traction on Twitter. People are excited. I got DMs. I got questions. I got emails. I'm really excited about this momentum. I'm feeling great.
Do you think a lot of that momentum's coming from smoking hookah in Los Angeles?
100%.
100%. That's like where most of it.
Tapping into my Middle Eastern roots. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think us doing it together periodically,
it helps.
Devin, it helps.
It helps.
Stimulate the energy that we need.
Yes, that's the energy we need.
Little quarterly shareholder meeting from the boys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All I want to say is that I may not have been at hookah, but we did get to celebrate David's birthday.
We did.
Last week in person at the crib. We had a nice little hang here, nice little hot tub session, and it was great. We got to sing happy birthday to David, really just make sure that he knew how valued he was as a friend and as a companion here on the NAC podcast. So we're just going to start out this episode by giving another belated birthday to David. Hopefully it's been a good week since then. We love and we appreciate you, man.
It's been a week. Appreciate it, Cooper. And Cooper served plum wine, which I had never had before.
Wow.
And it was really good.
From Japan. It was good.
From Japan.
That's a Koopa Troopa special. You know, Koopa doesn't drink, but he does like to break out the plum wine every now and then.
Yeah, this is new for him. He's becoming an alcoholic, slowly but surely. You gotta still eat somewhere, you know?
Amishu on the rocks. That's how it's Amishu rocks.
Devin,
and speaking of birthdays,
what'd you do for your birthday?
I outside of celebrating with you boys and the hot tub and a cold plunge, even though I didn't do a cold plunge, but power to those who did. I went out to Dodo, new restaurant here in Los Angeles, which is fantastic, and had a great time over there.
Nice.
Love that.
Very cool.
Pretty good.
Love that.
I was going to say, speaking of birthdays, there was another NAC birthday that happened recently here. Mr. Lucas Campbell.
Really? When was that?
When was that?
Oh,
under the radar.
Here we go. You really get to see who your true friends are here, Lucas, huh?
Wait a minute.
What the fuck, dude?
When was your birthday, Lucas?
We celebrated a little birthday earlier this week on Monday, on the 8th.
Oh, look at this.
I love how they're looking at you like that's your fault.
You know, the difference between
for
us...
not telling them it's your birthday.
The difference between us is that we'll write in the group chat, happy birthday, David. And then everyone will kind of get the memo that it's someone's birthday. Cooper will just send Lucas a private DM.
Yeah, no.
A proprietary
Coop just did a nice FaceTime, you know? Out of the
proprietary
blue, little happy birthday. Yeah, proprietary FaceTime.
Shows you who your true friends are, huh?
Hey,
yeah, you're telling me. I mean, I wish my friends happy birthday. You guys, on the other hand, I don't know what the fuck you're doing over here. You guys are getting proprietary.
I don't know when Chevy's birthday is. No idea.
Sorry,
Chevy's got to be a January kind of guy. January or December, right?
Is he a January, December kind of guy?
Just wish me something in January, December. I'll be good.
When's the birthday, huh?
Lucas, how was your birthday? What'd you do?
He doesn't want it on air. He doesn't want people to know the date. He's anon.
My birthday was great. I took a bunch of people paintballing, and we absolutely lit them up, which was just fun. Good old classic fun right there.
That's what was on your story. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're leaking my proprietary story, dude.
Birthday.
Bro, but it's like, you should have been like
paintball, and he was like, happy birthday, Lucas.
Dude, there was not a birthday paintball. That's not what it said.
I'm pretty sure it was. Lucas,
there was definitely some content that said birthday paintball.
Yeah, I thought it was like your friends. It should have been my birthday paintball party.
Dude, I'm not like that. See, here's the thing, Chevy, is I don't like the fake happy birthdays coming in. You post like a little happy birthday on your story or on Instagram, and then you get all the flood of random people. I don't need it. I don't need the mess.
I'm gonna send you a fake happy birthday next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shame. Anyways, on the topic of growth, another year. Pump is pumping. All-time high. Who has a bag? I know, Coop, you have a bag. David, you have a bag. Lucas also have a bag?
Yep.
Great. The only one without a bag, but I'm happy for you guys. How are we feeling about the pump?
Cooper called us when we did our token picks a couple weeks back, late July, and he was right. That was the time to be buying pump.
Cooper, you allowed to say something.
the revenue season out here. I think they bought back 6% of the circulating supply so far. I think they're doing about $2 million in revenue a day right now, and on par with Hyperliquid, which I thought was a good narrative, as people were saying, like, you know, Hyperliquid trades at 10x the price of pump, and they're doing the same amount of revenue with 100% of revenue going to buybacks. So I think people were waking up a little bit. I saw that creator fees were up quite a bit with the new change that they recently launched on that front. And so it's a good day to be holding pump. That's all I'll say.
I think the headline stat that I saw was Pump is effectively removing around 34% of their market cap in, you know, buybacks per year right now, and Hyperliquid's doing about 8%. So it just seems like a lot of cash going into the Pump token right now. And then on top of like the creator fees, I think is a really strong, solid tailwind for the platform in that ecosystem. So
CT seems to be mixed with buyback. So CT seems to be quite split on the buyback. Some people like it. Some people say it's a waste of money.
No.
Why are we nodding our heads?
No way. No.
Because why is buying more of the token bad? I've seen this train of thought that the company should be using their revenue to invest fully in the company. But I think this is crypto. Part of crypto is the token and the token value, and token is the product. So if token is the product and you have a way to increase the amount of buy pressure on the token, you should be doing that.
Is it just a buyback, or are they burning it too right now with Pump? Do we know?
I believe they're burning it.
Pump is burning?
I think so, but don't quote me on that.
Hyperliquid also hitting all-time highs. So I think this is just like you, Coop, you said this, but like it's just like the revenue and buyback meta.
Well, it's not only the revenue meta. I think it's important that it's revenue plus 100% buyback, right? Like I think that's why Hype and Pump are getting such like a good bid from crypto traders, because they know that it's like 100% all in kind of thing. I'm going to go on a whim here and say that Coop Recs has also been putting 100% of our revenue into buybacks of our tokens. And I think that it's actually pretty effective. It's not like we have the same amount of cash flow as Hype or Pump or anything like that. But Chevy, you can speak to this. You know, if you're putting in a couple $100 a day into low cap coins, like it starts to make a pretty big impact. And I think the thesis here is that I want our holders to believe that we are there to help them, that they're not just on their own fending against other traders and having to just like get in and get out before other traders come in. I want them to know that there's a system that feels supportive of them. And if there is something that they believe in, they can know that by virtue of the platform growing and the volume growing, that they're going to be taken care of from the buybacks that are going back into the token. So definitely trying to embody that spirit as much as possible.
I'm a big fan of buybacks. We allocate a significant portion of Mint revenue to buying back coins, and our coins are earning 14 times their market cap annually. And I love that. I love that process. I think it's 100% part of the flywheel, for lack of a better word. And I'm trying to find these takes on why buybacks are bad, but I can't find them. I think Luca Netz has one, like on a podcast or something like that.
I mean,
where he
it's a common narrative, right? The thought is that if you have revenue and you're not like if you're not a company that has like excess revenue and you can be using it to reinvest in your product or in your team or doing things that are going to better bootstrap the company, you probably shouldn't be spending all of your revenue on just like buybacks when you can allocate it effectively somewhere else. I mean, David, is that your understanding of it?
That's my understanding of it. And I do think 100% token buybacks are unsustainable for that reason. I think Hyperliquid technically does 97%, which is pretty high, but they're keeping like some amount of revenue, and their revenue is pretty high for like investing in the company. So I think 100% is unsustainable, and I get it from that perspective. Like Pump can't do this forever. But the idea of having
if only they had $1 billion in the treasury.
That's true. They did raise $1 billion.
I think
and if only they had another $1 billion from the revenue they already made last year.
I'll tell you what, I think the innovation is figuring out a business model where you can generate like consistent massive revenue and use that to buy back your token and just make money off all the transaction volume that comes from your token. So if you can basically drive a fuck ton of volume through your token, you just take a percentage on that and then keep reinvesting all your core revenue back into the business for the greater good of the token holders. I think that's the playbook, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And shout out Zora, who did that really well. Jacob had this tweet this week. He's like, one of the most underappreciated things about earning Zora is like, imagine if you were able to earn Meta as part of, you know, being an early creator on Facebook or Instagram, and the impact that would have had. And it's like, you on a few episodes ago, Coop, basically saying, is Zora really going to be like the new Meta? Like if that's the case, like my bag, I'm chilling, you know? And frankly, creators experience that upside now in micro amounts, which is really promising and quite fulfilling. There it is. Yeah. Underrated fact that using Zora lets you earn Zora. Imagine if using IG earned you Meta. This is how the creator economy should work. 100% agreed. Such a good take. Mic drop banger moment. Yeah. So good. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Despite ETH not hitting all-time highs, you're seeing projects do quite well. That's usually my gauge for measuring market sentiment. But yeah. Anyways, go ahead, Lucas.
I guess, no, I was going to say, like, where do we think Pump is going from here? Are we just re-rating it to Hyperliquid levels? Do we think, like, what's the playbook, I guess, on Pump right now of, like, hold Pump? Are we rotating into streamer coins? Any thoughts here? I feel like Coop, you probably have the best take.
Safe bet.
Off the cuff.
I want to be holding things that I don't need to worry about. And I think that Hyperliquid represents this. I think Pump represents this. I think Pudgy represents this to a high degree. I think there's some coins on base that represent this right now. I'd say Zora is a good example of this. And I think that for me, the question is like, how do you get out of the day-to-day trenches of needing to try and flip things from like 1 SOL to 10 SOL? It's just not a game that I want to be in on a daily basis. And how can I just feel confident that I have bigger positions and things that feel, for all intents and purposes, safe relative to the wider crypto market, but still have the opportunity to outperform something like an ETH or a SOL or something like that. And so I think that Pump or Hype satisfy that. And so I haven't taken any profits in the last week or two. Again, it's only up like 30%. It's not like it's up like 10x or something like that. But I definitely think that Pump is still not in the top 50 coins. I feel like last time I checked, it was at like 80 or 90 or something. And that's crazy to me. So my target is like once Pump gets into the top 25 coins, then there'll be a conversation around taking some profits. But until that time, we're sitting pretty out here.
We're at 56.
Yeah. I'm seeing it at 78 just based on liquid market cap.
Mm-hmm. So somewhere between 50 to 78. And that's like definitely great. That's incredible. But you go and you scroll the top, let's say 25 to 50 coins, and you're going to see some things that you're like, why? And how is this more valuable than Pump in the market?
I don't know. Polkadot and Litecoin are just shipping out here, Coop. I don't know what you're talking about.
They got the OG status. I guess what I'm referring to is more of like the 2019 to 2023 protocol. I know it was a joke, but like there's those ones, like I can actually like be like, fine, you just get first mover advantage because you launched so fucking early that it's like you're always going to be there. Like you were just early as shit. But there's some projects that I feel like weren't that early that are still like trading above Pump that I'm just like, nah, doesn't make sense. Run it up.
Run it up. Run it up. All right. What's next on the agenda? Let's see.
I got one.
Yeah.
It's not on the agenda. Our friend Tom Lee, who's out there just buying goblets. Lord Lee. He's out there buying goblets of Ethereum. It was reported that he took a portion of BMNR's funds to invest in a WorldCoin. What's the fucking word? DAT. I think that's a little weird.
Wait, what?
I think it's a little weird.
Speak more.
There's a treasury vehicle being set up for WorldCoin, and they invested in it, which is like, sure, they could make a bunch of money doing that. But I find it a little odd. Like he's been so bullish ETH. His entire thing has been ETH, and to take a percentage of those funds. There we go. Thank you, whoever brought this up. To take a portion of these funds and put it to towards WorldCoin, it just seems off. Especially Chevy. I know you and I went to WorldCoin and just had a great experience with their incredible customer service. Maybe there's something we don't know. There probably is something we don't know. There's always something we don't know. But I thought this was very surprising and interesting. I did not see this coming. Also, maybe we should be buying maybe we should be buying WorldCoin because there's something we don't know.
Interesting.
I hold WorldCoin. Anyone
I
else?
earn
WorldCoin.
I earn WorldCoin every month.
I hold WorldCoin, but I will say that it's probably down from where I invested in it at. It's up recently, but if you look at the chart, it was at like $10. It came down to like less than $1. I think now it's back up to like $2 or something like that. So small bag, maybe just like a couple $1,000, nothing too crazy, but I got some exposure to WorldCoin.
Interesting. I'm reading more about this.
Yeah.
I did not see this.
I think my take is it's not the best look. I think it's a little bit different than like Michael Saylor, but I would say like Saylor's the GOAT just because he's so laser focused on Bitcoin, and that dude is not budging. And I think a lot of people expected Tom Lee to be in that same position about ETH, but this already kind of just shows like a little bit of floundering on that front. But it is like I see part of the narrative of like supporting ERC20 coins or coins built on Ethereum that are like, value additive to the ecosystem. I don't know if it's the right move for a DApp. I think the DATs will kind of explode as you go towards the long tail here, but yeah, not my favorite move from Lord Lee, to be honest.
Not my favorite move from Lord Lee either.
He's a DAT guy. He's spinning up DATs.
He's spinning up DATs.
Do you guys own any of the DATs?
I've played with some SBET and some BMNR on options, but
yeah, I sold all of mine. I had some SBET and some BMNR, and I sold it all. And I was like, yeah, I'm out. Too frothy.
What else is on the rise, guys? Noice?
I got something on the rise.
Yeah, go for it.
Coop Recs 2.0.
Oh,
live.
Oh, it's live.
Time this episode going live. So when you're listening to this episode, it will be live. And
Nice.
I got a little something for you that I want to show you guys.
Let's
run it.
show us.
I got a little something that I want to show you guys. Let's make sure that you guys can hear the audio on this as well. But we made a little video for the launch here, and we're gonna get our popcorn and we're gonna watch it. How does that sound?
Let's do
Popcorn.
Have you ever heard a song and knew it was gonna blow up? Well, we built an app to put your money where your mouth is. Today, we're rolling out Coop Recs 2.0. Every song starts as a pre-sale. When that pre-sale sells out, a new coin gets launched. 25% of the supply is shared with the early fans, and the rest is split between the market, the artist, and Coop Recs. Think a song's going to be more popular? That's what the buy button is for. Think it's peaked? That's when you know it's time to sell. Every transaction gets the artist paid in real time and proves that you were there first. To kick it off, we're starting with new music from Daniel Allen, Oxus, and Tisoki. And that goes with already existing music from artists like Zed Stead, Son Holo, Jiggets, and Levity, which are live on the site tonight. But that's not all. We did an overhaul on our artist pages and our user profile. We added streaming data to be able to track the song's performance in the real world. And we'll be live in the App Store by the end of the quarter. So the question is, are you really as good at finding new music as you say you are? Improve it on CoopRecords.xyz.
Coop, I will say, I think I am. I am as good as finding songs early as I think I am. And I'm ready to prove it on Coop Recs 2.0.
I'm pretty excited about it, boys. I feel like the video game is being stepped up a bit. I'm pretty stoked about this new product that we launched. I'll give a quick little screen share here so we can see what's going on. But, things are looking good. And I'm happy about where we landed. It's been a long time coming, but finding the right merger between these collectibles that we've been doing for the last couple of years, the coins we've been doing for the last couple of months, feels like the right way of tying it all together. So here's what we're looking at here. We can see that we got a nice little merger between the collectibles here on the bottom, coins on the top, automatic graduation. If I go to an artist page here, let's go to Daniel Allen, for example. We now got his Spotify followers in here. We got a Spotify popularity score. We got the coins. We got the pre-sales all on the same page. If I go to a user profile, you can see here the portfolio value, different coins that you're holding and whatnot. So I think overall we're in a pretty good spot here. I'm pretty stoked about it. It's been a long time coming getting this out the door, but I actually feel like the music Launchpad narrative is very clear now, and that feels like something that I can take to the wider crypto market and really start to get some people bought into it. So let's see what happens.
So what's your goal? So once you have the app, like I know on previous episodes you've talked about being in person at these festivals, having a really good network, at these festivals wanting to onboard people manually and doing it in a more seamless way. Is that still like your main goal and excitement of having the app? Or walk us through like what's top of mind once you have this app and better user experience?
100%. It's basically like, here's $5 worth of credits to go and buy some of your favorite songs. And I think like my medium to long-term vision is wondering if that's a subscription model of like a $5 a month type thing, or if there's kind of a more seamless way of getting people bought into the app as a whole. But I think from a high level, it's just being able to go to shows, enter in your email, get $5 to $10 worth of credits, start buying some songs that you recognize. It's house money. And then if all goes well, you're kind of just scrolling the pre-sales and, you know, finding songs from artists that are playing at the show or the festival. And that's kind of your entry into the space. And I think one thing that we're also thinking a lot about is for our pop-ups and some of the shows we're doing in LA and eventually in Japan is like, come to the show, sign in, tap the disc with IYK, $5 worth of coins. So whoever's playing that night, get it on the spot. Now you got some crypto in your wallet. You got free upside in that artist just because you came to a show to support them and see them in person.
Love it. Love it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, Coop.
I got a minor
video.
note.
We like the video. Video's pretty good.
I like the video.
Video's good.
It's good.
Video's great. Launch videos are in right now.
Launch videos are in, and it's a video season. So, I mean, Chevy, I saw that you were talking to the camera the other day.
Walk and talk, trying to get more comfortable in front of the camera, and it's
posting on Instagram. I saw that.
Yeah, I feel like I need to get back to my early podcast days of just posting without caring, and it's just a common feeling that every creator goes through of like, I'm overthinking this post, I'm overthinking everything that I'm saying. It doesn't matter, just find your cadence and show up on people's feed as much as possible. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that in a way that I feel excited about, especially around the cohort model. I've been creating some content that I haven't published yet, leading up to cohort 3, so that I get more people to apply. It's a process, but I like the walk and talk kind of series. It gets my mind flowing in a more organic way than if I were just like sitting right here talking to the webcam, you know, trying to create content. But slowly but surely, we're getting better at it.
Man, if only there was an app that we could get more people to post content for you. Clip up your content, post it, share with people. Sure would be nice.
Crazy.
That would be nice.
It would be nice. Maybe if you got paid USDC, you know, on base, or maybe their favorite coin. That would be crazy.
If only.
So what's going on over in that neck of the woods there, Lucas? Tell us about clips about a weekend now.
Weekend of clips, I think really solid. I think launch went really well. Got a lot of interest across the ecosystem, across different like clipping agencies and whatnot. I think the thing that we realized pretty quickly, and like a lot of the other competitors, let's say in the space, is that there's just a lot of like slop and low quality kind of submissions and people trying to really just game like the earning side. So we actually shifted to like a whitelist only this on yesterday. So you actually have to be like a vetted clipper in order to be able to submit on the platform. And this is really in an effort to just like move entirely to quality and like really minimize the amount of overhead and like engineering lift that we had to do to like fight bots. So it's kind of just inversing that problem of like, how do we detect bots and like penalize them? And then just shifting over to that whitelist allows us to vet the clipper beforehand. And then if they are submitting, like creators don't have to worry about whether that person's botting or not. It's just like almost an automatic approval. So yeah, it's definitely, we went from like having like 200 clippers down to like 15 overnight. But I think that said, it's all like quality kind of views, all organic coming in. And we're just, kind of going hand to hand combat on finding really good clippers. Just because that is the thing that you have to be preserving at the end of the day is like high quality clippers. Cause if it's botted stuff, like, people that are spending money on the platform are going to churn. And we've already seen that a little bit. So, we are just all said and done, massive focus on like, how do we find quality clippers and how do we enable them to earn on the platform? And once we can do that, the rest kind of handles itself.
Any good NAC clips that came out of the first campaign that you ran?
Yeah, we've been getting some good NAC clips here and there. I think in total, we've probably had about 50,000 new views on Not A Cartel content across different platforms. So making good progress on that and
love it.
Juicing up the numbers.
Juice them up, baby. Juice them up. David, what's going on with our girl Death Pixie? Give us a little Death Pixie update here.
Our girl Death Pixie, she got to 107,000 followers the other day. We love to see that. I think we talked about this on NAC, but she's officially been signed to Mousetrap, which is deadmau5's label. And there's a big announcement. It's looking like the announcement's going to be next week. Maybe a little live show happening. Some details around where that live show is going to be, who it's going to be with. But it's gonna be a big virtual artist moment. And our goal this year is really to make Death Pixie the Hatsune Miku of dance music, and just like get that out there. The incredible goal that we're trying to push for would even be to have Death Pixie at Coachella. So that would be massive. But we're all in on Death Pixie over here. I think we all know that some type of virtual or AI-driven influencer is going to be massive, especially by the time we get to late 2026. And we've got a good shot of capturing that with Death Pixie, because we've been doing it for Death Pixie specifically for 1.5 years now, and just growing a real fan base and having real traction over there. So that's the update. More updates next week.
David, what are you up to later tonight?
What am I up to later? Later tonight, I'm hanging out with Raph. I think I've some type of dinner plan with Raph.
Well, there's actually a Mousetrap show happening at Sound tonight. 4-hour set from our girl Dot Lucas.
Oh, nice.
And there may or may not be a BTB happening with one of the Not A Cartel members at the Mousetrap show tonight.
Nice.
Chevy, I didn't know you DJ'd. Chevy, you dog. You're on your DJ arc?
I got surprises left and right for you guys.
Wait, Chevy DJ?
Chevy's popping in.
I got a deadmau5 hat with this guy on my head. You know?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I will say, David, you should definitely come out tonight if you can. It's going to be a fun event. Last night, I kind of had a bucket list DJ moment happen. I got to play after RL Grime. He had a pop up in 33 Below, and I got to perform after. And it was pretty crazy because that's like one of my favorite artists of all time. And plugging in the decks after he finishes playing, it's pretty good. So, David, if you're free tonight, man, come on out. It's going to be great. We're parlaying the momentum. We got Mousetrap show tonight. We got a pop up next week. Zoe 808, rising electronic artist here in LA.
Dude, I'll be there next week, 100%.
People need to study the Koopa Troopa DJ arc right now. Mm-hmm. You think it's overnight, but it's been a long time coming. You know,
it's been a long time.
Some say it goes back to Boulder.
Some say it goes back to the early days of Boulder.
Some say.
Congrats, Coop. That's a big one.
Awesome. That's cool.
How'd you get to RL?
It's gonna be fun.
How'd you get to yesterday's? It was yesterday's performance. That was a bucket list item for you. How'd you get to that?
Yeah. Well, 33 Below, great friend of mine, Coop Records artist, is doing a pop up with RL Grime because they have a song that came out recently. And DJ Strawberry, another Coop Records artist, was opening for that gig. And day of, they adjusted some times around. They said, we're going to move it up because there was like 2,500 RSVPs for like a 400-person venue. Like, we're going to move it up to get people in the door faster, and then we need someone to close. And luckily, I got the nod to be the person to close that show out. Day of, put a bunch of new tracks on the USB, came out swinging, playing some pretty heavy bass music, and it was fantastic. I had a really great time, and one of my favorite sets I've ever done. So it was good. Life is good, boys. Life is good. Nothing like ripping some dubstep at 1:30 in the morning on a Wednesday night to a bunch of degenerates.
How many of those songs? How many of those songs, Coop, could you buy on Coop Recs that you played last night?
At least 50% of them.
All right, you like that? That's a good number.
A very high percentage.
Nice.
So that's what I got for you guys.
Pretty good, man.
That's what I got for you guys. I like this, Lucas. Hit it with this transition.
Speaking of nice stuff, Noice 2.0 just launched. Heard rumor is it's a little Launchpad action. I haven't gotten super downloaded on it, but they've been crushing. They've been ripping. They got a Coinbase listing last week. Tokens up and to the right. I like the momentum coming out of here. Coop, you got the latest?
The latest with Noice is that they believe they hit a local maximum on micro tipping. They basically saw a bunch of growth on Farcaster doing micro tipping, on Base App doing micro tipping, And on Twitter, they basically got blocked where they were not able to do micro tipping on Twitter because Twitter just said, no, we're not giving you access to this API. So they were like, all right, well, where do we go as a company now? And they started to look at their success as builders. And they basically realized that building Cast Money prior to Noice, they built for like 6 to 9 months and built this cool app, but nothing really came of it. And with Noice, they realized that since they launched the token on day one, they had way more attention on the project. It was able to generate more revenue through the token volume than it was through any of the micro tipping. So now basically where they're at is like, let's launch more tokens on day one. How do we get more teams to come out of the gate swinging with the token out of the gate? And to my understanding, Noice V2 is going to be a place to do that. So I think we'll be seeing a lot more information on what that looks like in the coming weeks here. But essentially, it sounds like they want to take on the Launchpad narrative here, go 0 to 1 with a lot of founders that would be suitable to launch tokens on day one, and provide a lot of the infrastructure around not only the launch, but also around like the storytelling and basically financing these early projects. So I think a good analog here is kind of like the LaunchCoin ICM kind of narrative that's very popular right now, but done in a way that's a lot more grassroots, some Farcaster founders, some Twitter founders, and, helping a lot of these guys get their first maybe 100K in funding in the door, not by doing like a pre-seed, but instead by launching a token on day one. So that's my understanding. Obviously some stuff could change there, but that's how I'm currently grokking Noice 2.0.
Nice. We should get him on the pod. We haven't had a guest on the pod for a while. Feels like a good guest for the pod. Coop, make it happen.
I'll make it happen next week.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Nice.
Good win. Apparently the story is that they weren't in crypto up until like 7 or 8 months ago, something like that. And came in with a home run, and Base just like tripled down on them. And I love that story because it really shows Base's support for founders that are coming in, especially those who don't have previous clout or a network to rely on, to get something off the ground. So this is one of my favorite stories to come out of crypto in the last year. So shout out to the Noice team. It's really cool to see that happen in real time.
I will say,
you could say
that
Base is for everyone, Adam.
Yeah, you could have just said that.
Maybe. Yeah,
Base is for everyone. I will say that I do kick myself a little bit for my stupid sleep schedule because I knew that Noice was launching the day that it was, but I was sleeping when it launched at like 9-10 in the morning. So I missed that first candle to be able to get it at like a pretty good price. And then it came back down maybe like 1 or 2 mil. And I was like so ready to pull the trigger, and I didn't until it came back up to like 5 or 10 or something. So I'm definitely team Noice for sure, but I feel like there was like a generational trade there that was right in front of me, and I didn't capitalize it on well as I should have. But all things considered, big fan of Noice, love what they're doing, and happy to see them kind of embark on this next chapter.
Totally.
I'll be very vocal actually on this podcast that when they came to me talking about the Launchpad narrative, I was like, why? I was like, why are you guys pivoting away from micro tipping? I think that micro tipping is like a really viable and valuable narrative. It's a really valuable business opportunity. And so definitely still a little bit salty about that. I think that DGen also made a very similar, it's hard to call it a mistake, but micro tipping was the thing that got you there. Then everyone tries to go above and beyond and launch a chain, launch a Launchpad, whatever it might be. And the micro tipping thing kind of gets pushed to the background. So I'm still really bullish on micro tipping as like a business and as like a narrative to kind of lead into a token. But, I think these guys are good storytellers. So I think it's going to work out, but it's definitely an interesting trade-off going away from what worked with micro tipping and going to something that's a lot more crowded with Launchpads. But that's just the world that we live in.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that there's merit in going to there's a reason there's competition there, is because there's a massive market, right? And a massive opportunity. And I feel like the same way with clipping right now is like, there's definitely a lot of players, but you want to go where there's the most growth and the most upside. And if you can win there, makes sense. But we'll see.
You think they're going to be doing some buybacks? Noice does
probably.
Buyback, yes or no?
Probably.
I'm saying yes. Coop says yes.
I would say yes. I just don't know where they're making money right now. I mean, on the Launchpad, I guess. Yeah,
on the Launchpad.
But yeah. I mean, would be the playbook.
Shout out to Basecamp. None of us will be present at Basecamp this weekend, but we got to give a quick shout out to all those brave souls traveling up to Maine, gathering in the woods of Maine. It's probably going to be beautiful up there. They're in spirit. The NAC hosts will not be there, physically speaking, but big shout out to the Basecamp team. Hope all goes well, and curious to hear how it goes. Any comments, thoughts?
I'm on the wait list. I'm on the wait list.
We're NAB this week, not NAC, not at Basecamp.
All right, Ben.
Yes, come on.
Nice.
You're
nice
on the wait list as in
Lucas.
you would go if you got off the wait list, Chevy?
Yeah, I would go.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah,
We'll make it happen.
I would go. We'll see. I think it would be good. I think blueprint creators are going, so that's my signal to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can send some messages around for you.
All right.
Pull some strings.
All right. Pull them. Let's see what we got.
Coop does love pulling a couple strings.
He does.
I like to pull some strings. See where it goes.
He's a string puller.
You pull it, you never know how much more you got, you know?
The puppeteer. Nice. I know there's one more thing on the agenda, and that's Inversion's $26 million round. Shout out Santiago. We covered his project, I think like in the first 10 episodes or something like that, basically bringing small businesses or medium businesses who are capped by the traditional monetary system and the fee structure and whatever the pitch is. I think it's in that realm, but bringing them on chain. So 26.5 millis. Congrats. I, for one, am still excited about this. We should still have Santiago on at some point. But I know it's not creator economy focused, but shout out Santiago. Really cool to see this and excited to see some of the first companies that he brings onto his pad, you know? Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm excited. Legacy businesses coming on chain.
I'm also still super excited about this, and he was on Thread Guy's stream. If you get a chance to go watch it, I highly suggest it. And I think on it, he was basically saying like, even just buying, like, I don't know if they're actually going to do this, but I think this was one of the examples he used, like buying out a restaurant chain and getting them off of credit card payments and all the money that they can just save by not having to pay credit card processing fees in the same way. Like, I think he's just thinking very creatively about this and not necessarily buying crypto businesses, but just buying real businesses and then getting a bunch of people on chain that way and finding efficiencies for those businesses so they can be more profitable. I think it's going to be I think this is one of the most important businesses in crypto right now.
Pretty good site.
Yeah, it is really cool. Also, the whole Paradigm Stripe layer 1 is also a really cool site. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
that site's sick.
It's pretty good. Cool, guys. Anything else on the agenda?
All good. Lucas, you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you were trying to add something in right there.
No, I didn't want to talk. All
right, bro. Don't talk. Jeez.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Cool.
Oh, thanks,
happy
guys.
birthday,
Thanks,
brother.
guys.
Well,
No,
David, I hope
that.
to see you later tonight. If not, I'm sure we'll be crossing paths again here soon.
Woo.
And another one in the books, boys.
Another one in the books.
Lucas,
Hell yeah.
You know what to do.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. All 7.6 million people tuning in every week to Not A Cartel. You can find all of these episodes on chain and online at pods.media/Not A Cartel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, we're hitting 10 million listeners. Biggest podcast in the world.
You heard it here
Using
first.
clips.
Clips.
Lots of clips. Let's go,
Clips,
baby.
clips.
Nice, guys.
All right, gentlemen. See you guys.
GG.